This is IGN. The Devil You Know versus The Devil You Don't. This is your IGN review of The Devil Wears Prada 2 by Michael Payton. There's a scene about halfway through The Devil Wears Prada 2 where we see Miranda Priestley, the ruthless, commanding, and visionary editor-in-chief of Runway magazine, unapologetic badass and chief antagonist of the first movie, flying coach. The humiliating circumstance is played for laughs, but also serves as an emblem for the movie as a whole. Here is an iconic, cunning individual, inordinately famous in both her own world and ours, reduced to a middle seat between her assistant and a man eating a gigantic sandwich. When we last saw Miranda, played by Meryl Streep, all the way back in 2006, she was at the height of her powers, supremely in control of her publishing fief and the key voice in the world of high fashion. Andy Sachs, played by Anne Hathaway, her erstwhile assistant and aspiring real journalist, had had enough of Miranda's abuse, throwing her ringing cell phone into a fountain in Paris and never looking back. But my, how the times have changed. If you were a fan of the first Devil Wears Prada, there's a lot here to love. That's not to say the movie doesn't bring anything new. While the original film was an investigation of workplace power and what it takes to succeed in an industry that's essentially a walled garden, The Devil Wears Prada 2 is a withering examination of the current publishing landscape. The sequel ponders topics like who's allowed to be influential and what the media's place in society at large is. Appearances by Lucy Liu and Justin Theroux as billionaire ex-spouses play into the drama as an unobtainable interview subject for Andy and an archetypical tech bro playboy, respectively. BJ Novak shows up giving his best Ryan from The Office if he were a Nepo baby impression as Irv's son, Jay. Kenneth Branagh is underused as Miranda's caring musician husband, and both Simone Ashley from Bridgerton and Caleb Heron from Pizza Movie show up as Miranda's latest harried assistants. Newcomer Helen J. Shen joins the cast as Andy's own assistant, and Tracy Toms returns as Andy's longtime friend Lily to serve as her motivator-in-chief. But even with Easter eggs galore and a who's who of celebrity appearances, the movie lives and dies with the relationship between Andy and Miranda. These two characters have been household names for most of the 21st century and show flashes of what made them popular in the first place, but they both have definitely changed, for better or worse. As Andy, Hathaway is as charming and radiant as ever. After 2 decades, Andy, deep down, is the same girl who lives the contradiction of being obsessed with her work, yet not wanting it to define her. She still thinks she can change Runway and Miranda for the better. Miranda has changed, and those changes are the most frustrating aspect of the movie overall. In a word, Miranda has been defanged. She's still incisive and cunning, but in a world where everyone seems to be watching what she does at every moment, HR included, Miranda has had to learn to adapt. No longer able to dump her coat and bag on her assistant's desk, Miranda lives in a world where she's forced to hang up her own clothing, to great comedic effect. The Devil Wears Prada 2 plays the hits. It's a glossy, charming, and razor-sharp follow-up to the beloved 2006 original. Characters are allowed to grow and change, which is often admirable, but can also be frustrating when it comes to some legacy favorites. The movie is not nearly as biting as its predecessor, but it's a serviceable successor for fans looking to return to the world of Runway magazine. The Devil Wears Prada 2's IGN score? 7 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest updates on The Devil Wears Prada 2, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.